stand, everybody. It's the morning of November 3rd. And I think I'm in the hot seat this morning. I woke up to my cell cam showing 6 different bucks hitting this scrape right in front of me last night. 2 of them being deer that I would shoot HLB in that old 6-point. They tore this scrape up right here in front of me. That big 6-point was in here at 5:45 this morning heading into the swamp. HLB came back out, so I don't think he's in here right now. But I think that old 6-point's in here. I saw a glimpse of a deer already this morning across the creek from me. I couldn't tell what it was. But there was just a ridiculous amount of deer activity in here last night, so things are looking good for us. I got HLB and that big 6 on all 3 cameras along the creek here. Not on the ridge, but along the creek. The fog is lifted and it's a little colder this morning than it was yesterday. Well, a lot colder than it was yesterday, but it's going to get warm. We're supposed to have a wind out of the south, but it's like not doing anything right now. I'm gonna quit talking and get ready here. We just had 3 doe come through, and they kept looking back as if there was something else coming, but it's been about 3 minutes since they went through, and I haven't, as of yet, there's nothing behind them, so they certainly acted a little wary as if something might have been coming, but nothing yet. Well, it's a little after 9 o'clock, and so far all we've seen is that tiny little spike across the creek and then 3 does. We're going to go ahead and wake this bottom up a little bit with some rattling. I got my pack rack here, and I haven't rattled it all down here yet this year. So, with all that buck activity in here last night, maybe I'll get something fired up in here. Well, just as I was getting ready to rattle, I looked over to my right and I had a deer coming down through the crabapple trees. Looked like a little doe fawn. And she fed right here in those crab apples for quite some time, and then I just had a glimpse of what appeared to be a doe across the creek. So I haven't even had the chance to rattle. With all these doe all around me, I don't know if I want to rattle now. I'd rather not scare them out of here. I think it'd be better to have them here. I think we'll just sit tight for a while and see what happens. I think that's going to do it on this morning's hunt. Ended up seeing 6 doe and that little tiny spike. We're going to go check our traps, and we're going to be back after them this afternoon. I might come right back down in here. I'm not positive. I know HLB is right here close somewhere. And I know that big 6 is right here close too, so we'll see. Let's go check the traps. Okay, everybody, we are back up in the stand for the afternoon hunt. I checked the trap line. We had no dice on the trap line. I did use some of your guys' advice though, and I moved that coon cuff away from that brush. What you said made a lot of sense. To, the coons can pull themselves out if they have something to hold on to. So I did some moving around with those a little bit, rebaited them, and we're actually hunting the exact same stand I hunted this morning. I know I've got a lot of does bedded down in here below me. They're likely going to work their way back through here tonight. And I know that two deer that I would shoot were in here early this morning before I got in here. So I don't know if they moved on or if they're bedded in here. I don't know. I do know that this is a really good spot, and if they come through here, I'll get a 22-yard shot right here at this scrape for the most part. So we're gonna sit tight and cross our fingers that that big old 6 or HLB come marching in. Got a bunch of ducks out here behind me already. did forget to mention that it is now 70 degrees out. November 3rd, 70 in western New York. Pretty wild. Even though we've had this really warm weather, it seems like this morning there's a lot of people seeing a lot of rutting activity. Actually, my brother-in-law's grandfather shot a deer that they were hunting this morning over there. They called Ranger, and it was a beautiful 140-inch deer. Actually, I got a picture of it. I'll show you guys. I don't know how well you guys can see it in there, but Dan's grandfather killed that this morning over there. I don't know the story behind it, if he was chasing or just cruising or what, but you know, that's a big old mature buck, and he was up on his feet during daylight this morning, so that's a good sign. Congrats to Dan's grandfather. That's pretty awesome.
There goes number one. Good luck, buddy. Send some this way.
I had a few comments on the videos where people, you know, kind of just said that, you know, it must be nice having all that property and that farm to hunt practically to yourself. And, you know, my response to that would be, it is, but, you know, it's really not as it seems on the videos. You know, these deer are highly pressured from all sides. You know, as you can see, there was 3 people I watched walk across this field, across the swamp from me up into the woods. And, you know, just where I sit right here, I can actually see 2 tree stands that are right on our property line over here. There's about 7 acres of brush and a few trees right across the creek from me that some people got access to. And, you know, our property is aligned. You can find the property line just by walking the edge and seeing tree stands. These deer are pressured hard right on the edges, especially on this end of our property. So it's not like these deer are by any means unpressured or technically high fence or anything like that. I mean, there's people hunting them. I don't want people to get the wrong impression. You know, I know that these videos kind of hurt me in a sense when it comes to these deer. You know, everybody that watches these, that are hunting these, at least this portion of the property, watch these videos and kind of capitalize on what I'm doing and what I'm seeing and stuff. Just like last year, you know, the buck that we called Hollywood pretty much lived right here where I'm hunting right now and across the road. And you know, somebody was able to hunt this little tiny piece right here off the edge of ours and kill that buck. You know, it's a dream come true for a situation like that. You know, somebody could sit there and reap all the benefits and the rewards of all the hard work put in by everybody else. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's absolutely key. You know, if I could find 5 acres in the middle of Bill Winke's property, I'd buy it and hunt it. You know, so it's not that I'm down or talking negatively about it. It's smart, absolutely. You know, if you can hunt a sliver to a big farm that's holding big deer and lets big deer go, then you'd be nuts not to hunt it. Haven't seen anything yet tonight, but
I do see that I'm surrounded by hunters. That's kind of what prompted me to talk about those comments. I've got a guy sitting in a stand over here, and I've got 3 people that went up across the swamp from me, so luckily the guy that's over here, his wind is blowing out across the field, so he is hunting it with a good wind, which is good for me, because if his wind was blowing into this bedding, it would ruin my hunt. So at least he's hunting it smart. We'll stick tight and see what happens. Things aren't looking too hot for us. I've got skunk so far this afternoon. Got about 15 minutes left. Fingers crossed we see some deer in 15 minutes. chalk it down for November 3rd. Has come and gone. No big buck sightings today. This morning's hunt wasn't too bad. Saw quite a few deer. Obviously, nothing worthwhile though. This evening, nothing. Never even heard a deer, I don't think. I was kind of surrounded by hunters, so I don't think that helped out my situation, but we'll be back after him in the morning. Somebody asked about the dinner segment. Here's our, what do we got here?
Soup.
What kind?
I'm not sure. I'd appreciate it if you put that away though.
This is
What are you doing?
really good though. It's apple cake.
Sure.
Apple coffee cake.
Yeah.
Very good. Fresh apples. Okay, we'll see you on the next one, everybody. Have a good one.